guys, welcome back. I hope you guys had a fantastic time in your holidays. Yeah, we didn't say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, so voila. Karibuni sana tena Fyetuka TV and On Fire. Kama kawaida we have Alfie.
Kama kawaida.
Karibu sana Alfred.
Asante. Hey! Yani leo mama unichome. Ni sawa tu. Okay.
Yeah, and we are going to start this year's discussion or what we do here by Alfie telling us what he's been going through or what we've been going through. We want to have a story of what we've been going through last year, which made us kind of take a small break and get to know what happens in our lives. Yes.
So I'm not even sure where I should start from. Actually, I'm trying to look at basically what transpired for us to get up to this point where today, instead of talking about personalities, we're actually talking about what happened.
What happened? Yes.
And then now until we are here. Yeah. So I think to start off, I think I'll say is that people go through so much. A lot in life, but we never disclose what we are going through.
We don't share, we don't talk.
Yes. So we only talk about it when the situation becomes very critical, and then now you have to open up, and then everybody's like, wow, okay, so this person was going through
all this while. And
they never said anything. Yeah. So in my case, I think by the time we were starting the show On Fire, my mom was sick. She'd been ailing, but we never really took it seriously. I think that's the word I'll use.
Yes, yeah, it didn't look serious.
It didn't look serious
from the onset.
Yeah, but eventually things really did a 360 turn.
Hey, before it takes a 360 turn, let us take us slowly and let us understand. Hapo mwanzoni, what was this that was happening that didn't look serious?
She actually had issues with her back. So I remember for quite some time she used to complain about her back. Then being the Kenyans we are, tunakimbia kwa chemist. So you get the painkillers. Pain subsides. Rudi back to your normal life, continue. Maybe after a while now unasikia kamgongo unasema na kamgongo kameuma.
Ile painkiller ikifanya kazi. Ipe ingine stronger kidogo.
Exactly.
So what you are saying, tu pains kidogo that we find ourselves inarika. We stop
doing these painkillers. Yes. Even in her case that's the same thing. So this pain, go get painkillers. But now one thing when I look at the whole situation, one thing I come to realize is that when you have these, I'll call them small pains, they're actually an indicator of something happening in your body.
Yes.
But sasa, because we do not want to listen to the doctor, haraka prescription, meza, tulia.
Neighbor nakwambia hata mimi nilikuwa na hiyo nikatumia ile.
Exactly. So the same situation happened to her. Then I don't know, I'll say unfortunately, I went actually out of the country for a business trip. So while I was away, I got this phone call from my dad actually. So he's like, by the way, your mom is not feeling well. She's been admitted in hospital. So of course, number one, I went into shock and confusion because now
she was well.
She's been well.
And then all of a sudden,
actually it was I think barely 2 weeks after I left that this happened. So I'm like, but I left her, she was okay. So of course I asked him, what's the problem? So he was like, she was nose bleeding, and then apparently the nosebleeds didn't stop. So actually now they had to rush her to hospital. I called my sister. So my sister, of course, is not picking the phone. I called my nephew. My nephew's not picking the phone. I'm like, okay, something is happening here. What's going on? In between all that confusion and commotion, my sister called me. So she's like, we've brought mom to the hospital. Actually, this was the provincial hospital. She's not been admitted. So and this is around 1 in the afternoon. So I'm like, what time did you guys get to the hospital? She's like, we came here in the morning around 7. So I'm like, oh, 7, that's more than 5 hours. So luckily for me, I called a friend of mine. This friend of mine tells me, your mom even had a seizure in the casualty unit. But it's okay, she's been admitted, they are stabilizing her. So I'm like, okay, fine, you follow up, then I'll do whatever I can from this other end. So she nosebleed for a few hours. So definitely blood levels went down.
Went down, yes.
Yeah, and then so now then for me now the real thing that I wanted to know was what is the cause of the nosebleeds?
Why nosebleeds?
Yeah, why the nosebleeds to get to this point?
And
that
why
was
the seizure?
And the seizure. And then the interesting bit, nobody gave me an answer. She was not sick. Literally, by the time I was leaving, she was okay. She was okay. She was healthy. This was a person who was healthy, doing her own business. She was literally doing everything, you know. So actually I had to stop what I was doing, then came back. So I found out she was stable, she was okay. So I'm like, okay, what was going on? And then nobody's still giving me an answer. Nobody really knows what is going on.
What is going on?
Yeah. So
had they done tests?
Actually, they didn't do. Okay, the test they did was just the blood level, actually, the blood count. So I was like, okay, fine. So you've done that. What is causing these nosebleeds? So interestingly, the doctors recommended she sees an ENT specialist. Because they were like, now for the nosebleeds, that's the only way you'll get to know what is really going on. So of course we discharged her, went with her home.
So by the time they are discharging her, they had done blood transfusion?
Yeah, they had done the transfusion. And then I'm looking at the recommendation to see the specialist, but the date they've given us is like 3 months from that day.
That is when the doctor will be available for her.
Yeah. So I'm like, I told my dad, no, this is too long. This
too long.
We can't wait for 3 months to see an ENT specialist. What do we do in the meantime? Okay, I talked to a few doctors, and all of them, actually, the recommendation was one. Bring her to us, we see her, then we see what is going on. Of course, and then, of course, medical expenses in Kenya, they're crazy. So again, you also need to look at somewhere that you think is affordable for you.
Affordable, yes.
I went back to wherever I was. I don't think I even stayed for more than 5 days. Again, she got admitted in hospital. Same issue. She's nosebleed. The blood is not clotting. So of course my dad calls me and I'm like, no, you guys now need to find out what is really going on. So this time round, she's taken to a private hospital. So of course they do all the tests they could do at that time. So the doctor recommended we use liquid paraffin. So we put a few drops on her nostrils, because now the doctor was saying apparently her nostrils have shrunk, and so they're breaking. So applying the liquid paraffin actually will make them a bit softer. The blood level again was low.
Very low.
It was low, so the blood count was also low. So again, they had to do again transfusions. Actually, for the transfusions, they were doing about 2 to 3 pints. So that's quite a lot.
A lot.
Actually, she got a doctor recommended to her, and I took her to see the doctor. So the interesting bit is that at this time, she started having issues with her back. Now the back pain now became severe. So the recommendation, she went to this doctor. Of course, they talked, and the doctor was like, for your back, you need to do therapy, physio. It will be okay, it will end and all that. Again, of course, then there's the age factor, because my mom was almost 70 years. Then I was like, and by the way, do you check the blood count? Do you always do this after? Because you've had 2 transfusions, do you do this? She was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, so and what do they tell you? And she was like, they only tell me it's low or it's okay. So for me, I was like, low, okay, really doesn't give you an answer.
They don't give you
actual figures.
Figures to say.
Yeah. For a lady, your blood count should be at 11, 12.
12, yeah.
And you see, for mom, for her to be done the transfusions, most of the time we would find the count at 6.
At 6, 5.
6, 5. So you see, it's a bit crazy. So when she told me they only tell her it's okay, it's normal, or it's a bit low, I told her we need numbers. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Figures,
yeah, we need to have the figures. So at the same time, I had discovered this hospital. It was a level 4 hospital actually in Nakuru. So I told her, why don't we try out this clinic? They did the pressure, which was okay. Now, of course, when mom and the doctor talked, I could see it's like he was actually heading towards the cancer direction, but he doesn't want to bring it up. So by the time we were finishing the consultation, so the doctor was like, you guys need to do some tests, you have to do a bone marrow test, you have to check your blood, all that, so that we can eliminate what could be happening to you. When we left the hospital with mom, I told her, by the way, we need to think about that, because I think that's the first time now we are getting concrete ideas as to what could be happening to her. She was still okay. She was walking.
She was okay.
Apart from the back, now which had come up. she actually had a scan on her back. And that's when we discovered that she had some growths on her vertebrae. So now we were told she needs to have physio done on her. And then this doctor, actually we went back to the same facility that I had taken her. And actually they told her now she had osteoarthritis, which is okay, common for ladies at her age. You have osteoarthritis, basically your bones are shrinking.
Yeah. And mom was around what?
She was around, at that time she was 68. Of course she started the treatment, the physio, she started going for the physio. And then in between again, I left again. I went
Not
back.
because she's well?
She's well. Again I get cold. The nosebleeds are back. She's been admitted again. And then again she needs transfusion. So actually I'm like, now here we need to have, we need to know what is going on.
Because meaning her body is not able to
generate blood. Yes. The interesting thing is that nobody's really able to tell.
Where's the blood?
Where's the blood going?
What is it?
Because she's not having leakages. She's not, you know, you would say she was leaking blood. She was not.
She was not.
So we had to do, I think they called it colonoscopy. So we had to do an OGD test. Actually, this doctor was able to give me a hint of what could be going on.
You had speculated. Now when the doctor tells you, it's a bit of a confirmation.
It's a confirmation, but from a distance.
Yes.
Because it's not here. It's not here nor there. So you're still looking at it. You're not sure what is going on. Interestingly, she got better. In between, she got better, got discharged, went back home, and continued with her life. By the way, went back to business, whatever she was doing, and went back. So in between, of course, we were like, okay, mom, you still need to do this test. So actually, I think we did one test. I'm trying to remember the name. We did one test. The results came out, and then the guy, actually, it was a blood test. Can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but we did a blood test. So it came out negative. And then I was told, now we need to do a bone marrow test. So of course, we as a family, we sit down, we agree, okay, now it has to be done. Actually, we are treating the osteoarthritis. We are trying to handle the osteoarthritis. Then she has H. pylori, which is being treated at the same time. You see. So she's having, all of a sudden, she's having a number of complications. And then my mom is this kind of a person who's never been sick, as in sick, to the point of being admitted. So you can imagine having an entire life you've lived, you've never been sick.
Very healthy.
And healthy, yeah, you know, living healthy, doing everything that you want. Then all of a sudden, your body just decides it's shutting down.
It's shutting down, and you don't know why.
And you don't know the cause.
And the cause.
Yes, you don't know the cause of what is happening.
As all these were developing, how was your mom? How was she taking?
Now, mom, to her, she was like, I'm going to get better. I'm okay. For her, but then she was, I'm okay. I just need to sort out this blood issue and I'm done. You know. And she was like, this is it. I just need to do medication and I'm back. So we're like, cool, no probs.
If she's okay,
because she could walk, she's walking, you know, and she's able to go back to work as much as she might not be able to stand for long like she used to do, but she's able to stand, she's able to do whatever she needs to do.
No, she was giving you guys hope that everything will be fine.
Even herself, she was positive. Everything is okay. It's just this minor issue that we need to handle. Remember, she was being treated for H. pylori? H.
pylori?
Yes, and then she was doing therapy.
Yes.
But now, in between here, her stomach started bloating.
Yes.
So actually, the therapist was like, no, we cannot do physio. We cannot continue with physio until you sort your back. Yeah, because the bloating. Sorry, the bloating. So actually she stopped going for the physiotherapy. So the moment she stops, I think it's barely 3-4 days, is when my sister calls me. And then she's like, oh, mom is not feeling well. Mom has refused to come out of the bed. She's in too much pain. And I'm like, okay, you guys do this. Can you get her to hospital? Yeah, just get her to hospital. Let them check her out. Then handle from that point. So, of course, my brother, my sister took mom to hospital. She was again admitted. Actually, again, they did another transfusion.
The blood levels were
too low. So I'm like, whoa, transfusion again. This is the third time you're doing a transfusion. What's really going on? What's really going on? We need now to know what exactly is going on. So of course the doctor calls me and I'm like, okay, you guys, did you do the bone marrow test? So they're like, no. I'm like, no. Can you guys do it? Literally, I was almost 800 kilometers away from home. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a trip coming back. So my bro gets, okay, they did the test, but of course you have to wait for a few days. I think it was about 72 hours to get the results. So my bro gets to home and he calls me, he's like, whoa, I'm in the hospital, mom is not well. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? It's barely It's a week, literally. It's a week now since I left.
And by this,
And that time I left her, she was okay.
And by this time, it was like which month?
Now here we are talking about this is by this time now we are actually in October. In October, so you can imagine she's been ailing since May.
Suffering.
Yeah, from May. So it's been going. She's up and down. Today she's okay. Tomorrow she's not. Today she's not split. She's staying. So it was quite a roller coaster actually those months. So when my bro calls me, it's like, oh, mom can't stay here. We are transferring her. So now we have to get her from Nakuru and get her to Nairobi. So she gets relocated to Nairobi.
She was in too much pain. She couldn't do anything.
She couldn't do anything. Actually, this time she was not even talking, and then she appeared to be confused. So now we are now from nose bleeding to confusion and not talking.
Her walking?
I left her walking. She was talking, feeding herself,
doing her things.
You know, she was doing. She could do the basic, the bare minimum.
She could walk in the compound at home.
So now here you're being told she's bedridden in a span of about 1.5 weeks. So we were like, whoa. So of course my bro took her, went with her to Nairobi, got her admitted. So now from where I am now I have to come back. I have literally now have to drop everything because now this situation now has gotten out of hand.
Yes.
Because it's no longer making sense. This is the person you left who was okay.
And the only thing that was supposed to be done was the
bone marrow
bone marrow
test,
which was not, unfortunately.
It took time for it to be done.